Yes, sir.
Hey, you on the greatest podcast on Facebook? Put the kids to bed and let's talk. You speaking with the rebuttal. What's up, man? What it do?
Man, just enjoying the dialogue. I love the diversity of callers you had tonight. A lot of um, a lot of logical perspectives. Um,
Yeah.
some of the things were a little ill-informed, but I think I think the pastor came in and cleared up a lot of the
Mm,
ill-informed info. But yeah, man,
mm.
good stuff so far.
All right. So before I let you go, man, before I let you go and say what you need to say, can we get an I love you to the black women out there? Can we?
Yes, definitely. I love my black women. Obviously, my mom, my siblings. That's the core. That's where everything goes back to. And I always do my best to position myself to help out my sisters. One thing that really comes to mind right now. I got this young lady. She's a single mother of one of her children is special needs, and then her daughter is trying to get on her feet, and she's hurting financially, and she reached out for some help, and I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna give you my services like at no cost,
Mm,
but like you have to do X, Y, and Z. Um, because we got to realize that we got to start somewhere, and everybody ain't got the proper support. But yeah, man, love to see my sisters win at life.
let's go. Let's go. So what were your initial reactions to this election?
Well, I mean, I was pretty stone faced the whole time. I'm the type that prays for the best, prepares for the worst. But at the same time, regardless of what anybody may think is the best and or worst, I'm gonna find good in either. So I was on top of it. So my first actions, I guess you would say, when I realized, okay, this guy is about to take it. My first actions, because I've been doing this since 2017, was okay. In my network of investors, we've been having meetings for months now as it pertains to this election, and we've been having meetings for years as it pertains to the economy, period. And we understand what things happen to the markets whenever certain people are voted into office.
Mm,
So the night of, I was sitting up on Instagram and Facebook. You can scroll back down and see it. I straight up told people, put in your buy orders right now so that whenever the market opens, stock market opens tomorrow morning, you catch that rise. The stock
yeah.
market exploded.
I thought
And
about
I
that
had,
too. Damn.
yes, and I was telling people, put in your order now. And I
Skyrocket.
got, exactly, I got a buddy, I'm connected, which, I want to say I referred to this the last time. I'm connected with some pretty affluent people, across the nation. One of my buddies, he said his portfolio jumped $4,000 when the market opened. And I got a insanely wealthy buddy in Canada. His jumped $25,000 Wednesday morning because he had his money in the right places. So I said, you know what? I'm about to take advantage of what's about to happen in this market. And
Mm.
that's what I started to help people focus in on. I literally put together an ebook the night while I was watching the election and put it out for free the next day just to show people this is how you get started in the
Mm.
stock market. So that
Mm.
was my initial actions.
Man, you making me think, man. You making me think. I need to use you then. I cause this is a live broadcast. I don't usually do live broadcasts, but I want to work on my
Thanks.
live presentations. But I feel like this is something I'm gonna keep going. I'm gonna still do the pre-recorded episodes, but live broadcasting is cool. But on my live broadcasting, would you mind coming in sometimes? You ain't got to do it all the time. It might be once a month, once every 2 months, to give people a heads up on the stock market, like what stock, what are the hot stocks or whatever.
Yeah, well, I'm going to say yes, and I'm going to say why just the wording of that can lead people in the wrong direction. So there's places that you want to put your money right
Mm,
now, regardless of what's going on, regardless of who's in the office. But just like Black Friday, whenever Black Friday comes, people put, they put money aside because I need to get ready for Black Friday to catch everything on the low low. So pretty much everything was on the low low until we knew that Trump was going to win. And then
mm,
everything went up. So
boom.
it's all about understanding or looking at the stock market the way you look at Black Friday. If you
Yeah.
got stocks that are going down, and there's ways to figure it out, but I ain't gonna give it all away right now. Y'all can hit me up if y'all want the goods.
I'm
But
with it, bro.
yes, the
Yes.
answer is yes. I'm down for it.
Yeah, cause you know me. I am a aspiring option trader. I want to be a day trader, but an option trader. I love doing options. Haven't did it in a while, cause shit. But that's definitely in the plans. I knew to get into like the long term holding, but I just love the rest of the option and day trading. I love that.
Uh,
I
yeah,
love doing the charts. I love looking at the chart, the I can't even think of the words right now, but I got the book, the little Chinese book of how to trade. I forgot what you call it. But yeah, yeah. Man,
yeah, I feel you.
it's a
And
whole world.
just to kind of give people just a real quick, brief education on what you just said. So, day trading is pretty much high risk, high reward, immediate benefits.
Yeah,
Whereas, some of the long term investing, buy and hold, that's the
yeah.
things that you're putting aside for like retirement or like
Yeah.
your kids' college account, so on and so forth. So, there's a huge difference, but
Big,
both of them
very
can make
huge.
you money.
Yeah, very huge. But yeah, man. So you said you've been stone faced pretty much. Did you? Okay, haven't asked nobody this question yet, but did you like Kamala? Did you like the presentation of Kamala?
I like certain aspects of her. Yes.
Hmm.
Mainly the things that she was proposing that I knew would positively impact either me and my family or those who I serve, those who I work to help level up. When it comes to getting the money or the funding for your house for the first go around. Like I know the benefit that that can be for some people, but I also, being in the real estate space, understand the pushback that a lot of people are giving, and a lot of the pushback that people are giving, it doesn't take into consideration the variables that will oftentimes prevent those negative things from happening. That they're saying, oh, it's going to cause this, it's going to cause that. Um, but overall, just her respective her respectful, at least for the majority of her running, she kind of she talked to you the way that we were raised to talk to people. Like we
Mm,
were raised a certain way to treat people the way that you would want them to treat you if the shoe was on the other foot. Um, just a respectful manner that she took. Um, and then when it comes to Trump, I understand his I understand his way of speaking because he's a business person, and business people, they don't care about your feelings too much. It's about getting the job done. It's about results.
yeah.
And if I gotta say something that's gonna put you inside your feelings to be able to get results, I don't care how you feel. I'm here to bring about results. So I understood why he spoke the way that he did, but at the same time, when it comes to a president, like the highest position in the country, one of the things that we've always been taught in school, like that's a role, that's a person that you should look up to and that you should aspire to be like, to accomplish that seat someday. And when I have kids in elementary school who are looking at that, or watching how he speaks to people, it's like that's green lighting them. Ooh, well, I can say these things and maybe I'll become president one day. So it kind of, and this is for the parents who aren't actively engaged with their kids and helping them break down what's proper for adults versus kids. But just in general, the way that he speaks about a lot of different people across the world, I don't like that from, a role model type of
Mm,
perspective.
okay. Okay. And what do you feel like Trump will bring into be? Like what do you think is next for America with Trump?
Well, I feel like there's going to be a whole lot of wealthy people that become even more wealthy. I mean, we saw it. The five of the top billionaires in the world, their portfolio grew, their wealth grew by between 15 or between 8 to 13%, between the five of them. Um, so a lot of people who are making the right business moves are going to kill it. And that's one of the reasons why I didn't get caught up in my feelings and just use the following days to complain, but I
Mm,
went to action. I said, okay, what's done is done. I can complain about it, but that's not going to help my situation any. Let me actually take advantage of what's being or what's popping off due to what's done. So I'm making sure that I continue to align myself with the proper investments, the proper entrepreneurial deals, and at the same time, educate those around me to do the same.
mm, mm. Yeah, man. You definitely doing your part with the entrepreneurship, trying to show people how to market themselves, how to brand themselves, financial literacy. Man, that's all great for the community, man.
Yeah, and one of the brothers earlier, I mean, the guy right before me, he alluded to it pretty consistently, but also the preacher, like he made reference to it. And that's the thing, like we quick to go and buy some J's. I put this on my Facebook earlier. We quick to go and buy some J's, but we ain't gonna go buy the shoes that were made by the black man, that's owned by the black man. We quick to go and pour money into communities that the ownership doesn't look like us, but we always want to have something negative to say about those in our community. For
Mm,
those who aren't familiar, gentleman by the name of, I think I'm drawing a blank. He used to be over the Department of Education in Florida back in like the 90s. Um,
mm,
but he really preaches the importance of group economics. And what group economics is pretty much those of a certain group practicing economics amongst one another.
yeah.
So, it's been said that the black dollar stays within the black community only 6 hours, whereas
Damn. six
yes,
hours.
whereas 6 hours after we get paid, it goes into one of the other communities, a white community, a Chinese community, the
Dang.
the Jewish community, because they own so much. So we go straight to them to buy our hair pieces. We go straight to them to buy our Chinese food. We go straight to them for all of these things, and we don't go to those who are inside our community selling something, in that same ballpark. Now, some people will say, well, the quality ain't the same. It ain't gonna never be the same if you never support them enough to where they get the funding to
Mm,
increase the quality. So I try my best to, even if I can't purchase or make the put the money into my community as much, I try my best. Let me not go and aimlessly throw it into other communities when I really don't need to.
mm, So the black man or the black community needs to get a little more intentional with their dollar.
Exactly. And if you're going to, and this comes back to investing, if you're going to go and buy property or buy consumable goods or whatever from their community, buy some stock too, because when you buy some stock, you own part of their company.
Mm,
So if you're going to have a pair of Jordans, have some Jordan stock so they can pay you back. If you spending all your money up in Starbucks, have some Starbucks stock so
mm.
they can pay you back. But we don't think along those lines, and that's why we can't really raise up within our community, because we're not supporting each other and keeping money or bringing money back into our community efficiently enough.
Yeah, the stock market made me like America, bro. I ain't gonna lie. That's like the most American experience I ever had is with the stock market. I was like, oh shit. this is what people do. Like
Yes.
this is like wow, and it was very intimidating at first because it sounded like a different language. You got
Yeah.
candlesticks and Japanese candles, like all this crazy stuff. But it's once you if you really take time and look into it, man, it's that shit fun. It's fun, but
Yeah.
it's like, but it keep you current with the world too. You
Yes.
don't think about the money market or like how the foreign exchange market and all. Like, you don't even think about that on a daily basis. But if you went to trading and
No.
stuff, you see everything.
Exactly. And the thing is, like you speaking on the day trading side, when it comes to the candlesticks and such, now when it comes to buy and hold, all you gotta know is, hey, I like Starbucks. Ooh, Starbucks costs 56 bucks per share right now. Let me put 56 bucks in this and just see what it do.
Yeah,
Or I ain't got 56 bucks to give away, but you know what? I got a PayPal account. I got a Cash App account. Let me put $1 in and see what it do. A
yeah.
lot of people think that you got to have a whole bunch of money just to
Nah, you can buy
invest in the stock market. $1.
yeah, you can buy a piece of a piece.
Exactly.
A piece of a
And
piece.
that's exactly the way Bitcoin is. Almost nobody has a full Bitcoin. Everybody has portions of Bitcoin.
How
Stock
much is
market the same
Bitcoin
way.
right now? What's Bitcoin right now?
Bitcoin is last I checked was right around $76,000. And just think, like 3 years ago, it was like 6 or 8 thousand. It had dropped so
Yeah,
low.
and that was high. Yeah, but it was like yeah, people a lot of people got rich off of Bitcoin too.
And you still can because a lot of people think it's expensive right now. But the way a lot of economists are saying, those who study global economics, they look at the inflation and how the dollar and or the the South America. There's a couple countries in South America where they just throw their money out in the street. They use it for toilet paper. Like it's just garbage because inflation has made it worthless. And a lot of
Mm.
countries are going that way. And we're going to have to shift to something that is universal sometime in the future. And there's only a finite amount of Bitcoin that's ever going to be made. So it's just like land. There's
Yeah,
only a certain
yeah.
amount of land. Yeah. So if you buy land, it's going to go up in value. It's got to. Bitcoin is the same way. So if you don't slowly but surely just start putting a little bit here and there into it, you're gonna miss out. And I've been investing in Bitcoin and the stock market since November of 2017, and
Let's
I ain't
go.
planning on stopping no time soon.
Yeah, COVID got me into the stock market. But okay. So people ain't come here for the stock market though. They like, what they talking about? But
Right?
uh what okay, you said what you think is coming next. Do you feel like black men let the black women down with this election?
um, I'm Well, for one, I didn't really pay a whole lot of attention on the percentages of who voted for who, but I did see and hear a lot about black men leaning more towards Trump. Um, so, in the case of the things that are potentially going to be set in practice, as far as policies and such, I would say yes, because a lot of the policies that have been revolving around what Trump is intending on, bringing to, bringing into law, a lot of those have a high percentage of hurting a large percentage of Black women, and I say that really from a social work perspective, whereas a lot of social funding is going to be cut based off of the policies that he's proposed, and we have a lot of our women, especially a lot of our women in some of the economically disadvantaged communities that depend on a lot of these social programs.
Mm.
So if the funds get cut, a lot of our sisters who are depending on some of these programs, they're going to hurt from it. Um, but then on the flip side of things, a lot of I've seen so many of our even Black women that would say, well, she ain't Black anyways. She ain't been saying that she was Black. So like that population of black women, I guess I would say, they didn't really let them down. But that's a difficult one.
Mm,
Like I feel like kind of like what one of the brothers earlier mentioned, a lot of these stimulus checks that were written during COVID is what got a lot of people loving Trump. Like I've seen the interviews left and right. Man, Trump put that money in our pocket. Okay, he could put a couple $1,000s in your pocket a couple times. Really, it wasn't him. It was during his presidency. But you correlate a couple of checks to Trump during a time where everybody was qualifying for these checks. It ain't like you said, hey, black folks, I got you with these checks. No, it was for
mm,
everybody. So when he is doing these, some of these tax cuts for not black, not white, but those who already got the money and you're negatively impacted because you ain't benefiting from it,
mm,
I hope you got the same energy. And then
mm,
earlier, I know there was a discussion about the tariffs. Like a lot of us don't realize that the reason we can have a lot of the things that we have in this country so easily and quickly is because the vast majority of the components, let's say the iPhone, the majority of the parts in the iPhone are made in either Africa, China, somewhere overseas. Those
yeah,
people are accustomed to being paid $5 for a week's worth of work. Whereas if we bring that same work to the US, we'd have to pay those people like a couple $100s per week for the same work. So by default, prices are going to have to go up on what we're buying because we're having to pay people more to actually make it. So, just looking at things on that front, a lot of the products that we purchase that say made in China, that say made in, these other countries, by default, we're going to have to, or they're going to have to charge us more to, to so that they can get their cut pretty much because
mm.
the tariff, increase what they have to pay for it.
Are we going
So,
back to flip phones?
yeah, flip phones are
Boost
what they
Mobile.
got. Nah, yeah, I mean, they got some American brands, but ain't gonna be high quality like they are now.
Okay. Okay. Anything you want to say to the people before I let you go, man?
Yes, there is um there is a gentleman. I want to say he passed away in the last couple of years, named Dick Gregory.
Yeah.
Look him up, Dick Gregory.
So
One
you
thing,
mess with Dick Gregory?
yes,
Okay,
because
he was
Dick,
out there now. He was out there with
yes,
it because he done said some shit.
yes, he has. But one thing that he said that is stuck with me, and
Mm-hmm.
and I always kept it to my heart whenever I was working. I was in this social work program because we got so many professionals in the social work program that's all about advocacy, advocacy, advocacy. We got to protest. We got to protest.
Yeah.
Dick Gregory said he was on an interview. I think it was with Ti, with Killer Mike, and a couple other guys. He was like, and pardon my French. I hope your kids are in bed. He said he said, fuck protesting. We've been protesting for 60 years. It ain't did a damn thing. You keep asking the white man to change this for you, change that for you. Get your ass out there and do it yourself.
Mm,
You have to take action. We can sit here and point fingers at why we lost this election, why you lost that election. Ask this person, what are you going to put, what policy are you going to put in place until you actually say, you know what, I see this problem in my community. Let me go and holler at this neighbor, that neighbor, this neighbor, and we're going to figure out, okay, what can we put together to fix this problem? How can we join forces to start to address this issue? What are you going to put in place to change the problem? And then little by little, that's how you start when it comes to politics. You start in your community, and then you can go to the city level, and then you can go to the regional level, and then you can go to the state level. But it's got to start in your home and in your community first. If you ain't willing to do the work, don't point your finger and ask nobody else to do it for you.
mm. There it go. There it go, man. Look, thank you for coming on, man. You've been doing your thing in the chat as well. Man, continue educating our people, man.
For sure, man. For sure. You keep doing what you're doing, man. We need this face.
Appreciate it, man. See you soon.
All right, take it easy.